Here's a city
it's down to the people that's supposed to help, the money runs out. My money has been given to me from people in the 5th Congressional District, people like yourselves, 25 cents or $1. But we can't buy buttons with that kind of money. We can't buy TV time with that kind of money. But 11 sheet of paper and hope we get the message out.
When it came time to build housing, there was an opportunity to build 70 townhouses, the kind of housing that he says he's for, that poor people could own. And it would have been built on the north side. And when it came time to vote on that, they were 1 vote short of tying it. And Vice Mayor Maynard Jackson had said to my opponent, please tie this so I can break the tie and poor people can have housing. Every other black alderman and decent white alderman had voted for it. My opponent could have put 70 families in homes on Howell Mill Road that in 3 years' time they could have begun owning themselves. He wouldn't change his mind.
Well, Reverend Young in particular has spoken all over town when we were together about encouraging everyone in this race to be heard so that the people could make their choice. But now this morning we see for the 3rd time in recent weeks Mr. Smith, Mr. Howell Smith, and myself were not invited to a debate before a predominantly black audience. Reverend Young is a former officer and may be an officer in the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He and Mr. Dodson had a debate this morning about the issues in the 5th Congressional District, and we were not invited. We were not invited to Ebenezer Baptist Church some weeks ago. We were not invited to a private party when Mr. Young was the vice chairman of the party. And I just think that if the people in this district are to be able to make an intelligent choice, then he of all people ought to ensure that when he is on the west side of this city, that all of us ought to be able to participate in debate with him and Mr. Dodson.
I think we should be invited, and I think I think they're drawing a line that's quite unnecessary.
Do you think the candidates may be responsible for this, or the organizations which invited the particular candidates?
Oh, I think there's general apathy, number one. But I think, too, we are fighting a race almost as if we are just counting the whole thing over. Let's hurry up and get August 8th and get it over with, and let's get Andrew Young or someone like that nominated and get it over with. Now, I think probably in the general election they'll try to do that. But remember, don't destroy the primary.